everyone, and welcome to my Square dashboard walkthrough. Just wanted you to get a chance to see everything in the back end, where it is, what it is, and where you can go when you have questions. If you guys look here, we can see we're already logged in. We're on our home page on our dashboard. If you look at the top header here, this is where you're going to be able to search your back end for specific items. If you have a category that you're looking for that you'd like to edit, you can search there. Then here we have Messenger. We have our notifications. This is your setup guide. So if you haven't already started into your setup process, this is going to walk you through the basics and what you need to do to get set up. When you look here at this section, this is going to be a resource center. It's also a big forum for where you can ask questions and find the answers to commonly, which would be frequently asked questions. And then here's your profile, and you have direct access to your settings. You can order a reader, you can get your processor set up, and then an actual tour of your dashboard like what I'm going to do here. Okay, so let's jump in to the dashboard. As you can see here, the pins that are on your dashboard are all going to be sales transactions. There's quick access to a couple of these here. And you can see what's there. They have their recommended products for you, your setup guide, and then popular topics from the community. When you click on the pop out here, you're going to have a toggle area that has these icons. Okay, these are going to change. So if something looks different in yours than what I have here, that's okay. All of the options are going to be in this scroll somewhere. Okay, it just depends on how recently you visited one of these apps or what you frequently use. So we'll walk through these. Obviously, home is where we are right now. This is where you can actually send invoices to individuals or process invoices to your customers, And if you look at this section, the virtual terminal, this is where you can actually process credit cards and transactions from your computer. So it makes your computer a virtual terminal, as the name suggests. Subscriptions would be, monthly use, where you can manage the monthly charge on the cards and everything else. You can run your reports. This is looking at your bank and your balance for what's on Square to be deposited into your account. You can look at previous transactions. The risk manager is pretty cool. This has to do with your ability to label and flag certain transactions ahead of time and certain behaviors ahead of time before fraud happens. This isn't a necessary setup, but I do think there's some good value there. Based on your credentials and your financials, you'll be able to get quick access to what loans could look like. That's just Square's. I don't know if they do it through Square, if they do it through other providers. But then here we have account settings, contracts, online, and then orders. So the account and settings is all of your backend. This contracts is actually a tool that you can use to create the agreements that you have with people, your employees, and do virtual signing and things of that nature. So this is a cool tool here where you normally have to pay. It's almost like a DocuSign. They have a lot of templates in there too. This is where you edit your website, and this is where you manage current orders. There's some things that are not up here that are down here that are important I'd like to point out. This is how you manage the team and the permissions on the back end. So if you want to add an employee, if you want to add somebody as a website manager, if you want to do or manage their permissions and what they do and what they can see and can't see, that's all there. Appointments, this is where I want to dive in deeper, just like on online. There'll be 2 separate videos for that, so check those out. But when it gets to appointments, that's where you can set up your services and all of their supportive material prices in that back end. You can manage your customers and you can manage your items. So those are the major three when it comes to your online retail portion. Some interesting things that are worth mentioning. This is where you can set up your purchases for your gift cards, for your loyalty program, for marketing, and then like your shifts and payroll, and then you can integrate other apps too. So there's a lot of stuff in this section that you can get more into the weeds on, but just to know that they're available and to ask questions about them.